We're ready to run. Gates crash back and they're off and racing. And it's a race where there's no real hot tempo in the early part. Super Pistachios there as expected. Wrath of Fire a bit handier. Now Liberators in about a midfield position. Cartage has got more speed than him. Then Real Specialist, Packing Tycoon, Noble Conqueror. Well, Clark's really wants to drag Liberator right back through the field. Dominance over on the fence from Osvaldo, and Same World's pulling his last. Super Pistachio gets it soft up front. Real Specialist pulls his way up into second. Cartage is caught deep. Packing Tycoon with the box seat from Wrath of Fire. Now Tim Clark looks as though he might have had a change of thought here. He goes forward again on Liberator as they turn out of the straight. Back on the inside, Dominant from Noble Conqueror, Same World. And Osvaldo is last of all. So this is an absolute walk going to the back. And a Super Pistachio. Chadwick probably can't believe his luck here to get it as soft as he is. It's Super Pistachio a length in front of Packing Tycoon and Real Specialist. Cartage 3 out. Liberator on the bend. He quickly zips around them now. And Liberator's going to take up the running. Just makes you wonder why it took so long to get there. Then Wrath of Fire from Dominant pinned away on the fence. A length and a half to Noble Conqueror from Same World, and Osvaldo's last. Liberator's going to hand up the lead once again. And a Super Pistachio rolls a half to 3/4. Liberator on the inside's not going to push him. Chadwick keeps rolling forward. And once again, Super Pistachio leads at the 1,000 metres. And once again, Cartage is asked to go forward. Real Specialist there on the outside of Liberator. So you have to say there's been a fair bit happening in this year's Queen Mother Memorial Cup. 3 back the inside, Packing Tycoon. Wrath of Fire's come off the bridle. Dominant improves on the inside, waiting for the horse on his outside to drop off. He does that, so Dominant's into the clear. There'll be no excuses for here, although he's back on the inside. Same World is taking a rails run. Osvaldo's hard at it, and forget about Noble Conqueror. On the turn, Super Pistachio being tackled again by Cartage. Then Liberator going after the leaders again. Dominant running out of room from Real Specialist, and Packing Tycoon's winding up. Liberator races to the lead. Dominant got carved up. Liberator in front. Dominant's got one more chance to come through. Same World's going after Liberator now, but Dominant picks himself up off the canvas. Douglas White sends the favourite clear. It all looked horrible at the 250, but Dominant pulled away, and his class comes through today. Dominant beats Liberator, and Same World third. Then Super Pistachio, followed by Wrath of Fire, then Osvaldo. Real Specialist, Packing Tycoon, Cartage, Noble Conqueror was last. Well, you couldn't say this year's race was boring. It was all on right from the start, and Dominant has been able to offset that check at a vital point, and he's come back and drawn clear to win the race rather comfortably at the end from Liberator. And Same World's run third. Super Pistachio over on the inside running fourth. Well, one moment I thought he was coming off the fence down the side into the clear, then he was back on the inside, and it was almost his undoing there, where he couldn't get the run behind the tiring leaders. And that seemed to be a pretty significant check watching it live, so he's done well to pick himself up as quickly as he did. Now the time of the race is 2:27.7. We don't have a lot of these group races at the distance, but the time's respectable. And Douglas White hands and heels on Dominant, the Carsacare colt. Black in colour. He's certainly a striking colt at that. And it's good to see that the John Moore trainers, Sydney, have been able to pick up a...
every year, so he's not going to get many chances. No.
Well, let's see what happened with Liberator here. Tim Clark gave him a little bit of an urge out of the gate there, but Super Pistachio, as expected, rolled forward. And Wrath of Fire, who's a back marker, has gone forward today. Carthage is a back marker, normally has gone forward. I don't think Felix Gutzi was necessarily keen on getting Real Specialist that handy. Douglas has already got Dominant, trying to just get him in for a little bit of cover and to try and drop the bit back there on the rail. But all of a sudden, Liberator has found himself 3 wide turning out of the first turn, and now the brakes really go on. So as they sort themselves out, we've got Super Pistachio, Real Specialist, locked away in the box seat, Packing Tycoon, Carthage 3 wide, Wrath of Fire midfield with Dominant inside him, and Liberator fourth last, a little wide as the pace just has no increase. The Noble Conqueror, Same World, and Osvaldo at the back. So there's about 5 or 6 lengths covering the field, and obviously Tim Clark doesn't want to be covering too much ground here. Well, he waits till he gets to about just turning in now, and he pops out, goes around on Liberator, and with pretty much relative ease actually got to the front. It shows you how slow they were going. He never really went too hard to get him there, but once he got to the lead, Matthew Chadwick popped off the rail, went out, went forward, and Tim happy to take a sit there after that. And tactically, I mean, here Howard Cheng's looking to get in as well. I think Real Specialist had a lovely run through the race. I mean, he's been one off throughout and got a good position. Oh, rough there. Douglas tried to get off there, I think, and Rathel Fire has held his ground, and a bit awkward. It's probably emphasised what a good win this was from Dominant. I mean, his pull, he's over race back in the field. I'm pretty sure Douglas tried to get off there and just was... Other riders held their ground, but it ended up working in his favour anyway, because he got all runs up the fence until about the 300 when he couldn't get out. But now Liberator pops off the fence, and Douglas just to continue to make that run up the inside here, and he's done no work at all. He has over raced a little bit. Now he just needs a little bit of luck. Pushes the button on Dominant, gets an immediate response. I think he quickened up a bit quicker than he thought he did. He was a couple of lengths off them, and all of a sudden he had to stand right up in the irons. Very tight for him. This is a big win, actually. I mean, at the furlong here, and he still hasn't got out. This has had panels on him, Brett.
It has.
To do what's happened there between the 400 and the 200. He's picked himself up and come away to win by a length and a half. Big effort. Big effort. And the rest of a lot of them didn't stay. Liberator, I think, has run well. Tactically wouldn't have worked out, but I think, look, if all things being equal, Dominant still would have won the race very convincingly.